All right, good afternoon, everybody, on this Saturday afternoon. I told you the other day when I made this up, I'd get back with you when I'm getting ready to use it. Some of you know what it is, some of you don't. You got to mix it up. This is coffee tea. This is coffee tea. This is natural fertilizer. You've heard me tell you time and time again. And let me put a disclaimer out here on my videos. I ain't no expert. I ain't no real good gardener. I learned by mistakes, but I've been learning a lot from the Amish. And most of all, common sense and wisdom from God's Word. See, God's Word tells you exactly what you need to eat, what you need to drink, and because I'm just going to say for myself, you speak for your own self. But over the years, I've been so lazy. We go to the fast food, we go to restaurants, we buy whatever we want, and we don't never even think about what's in the food, where the food comes from. Well, after a lot of health issues I had last year, I started realizing some things changed. And I had to make amends with God, because you got to remember, God created everything on this earth. He created us. We're man. We're male and female. They ain't no substitutions. There's nothing else. Bottom line, God created male and female, and that's it. There's two genders, male and female. So you pick and choose what you are. You are what God made you. And God is the creator of all things. So I just want to give you some information. My videos are information. You take it with a grain of salt, and you make out of it what you want to make out of it. But I will tell you, all the natural stuff that me and my wife's been doing for the last almost now 4 months has made a big difference in our lives. I can walk, I can wear boots now. I have no inflammation in none of my feet, my toes, my gout, anything. But let's get back to the gardening and stuff. I had to really do a lot of deep studying because, see, God's Word tells you what to drink. There's 5 drinks in the Bible that God talks about that we should be drinking, bitter herbs, and we're actually in the process right now of studying about flowers and things like that you make as a drink, and you drink and it's healthy for you. He tells us what to eat and what not to eat, but we're just lazy people. We're too sorry to do our research and whatever, and that's my own fault, but now I've learned from it. So what is coffee tea? Coffee tea is a natural fertilizer. You've heard me talk about the eggshells. You've heard me talk about the coffee grounds in the garden. You've heard me talk about rice water, that when you get your rice and you strain it. Let's go over here and sit down for a minute. I'm going to sit down in my chair. You've heard me talk about rice water. See, the thing of it is, people, you can garden however you want. It really does not matter. You get out of life what you put into it. God give you some common sense. So you need to search out, just like I've been doing and I have been doing and still doing. But I want you to think about something. Go all the way back, 1800s, how the Indians done stuff, how they grow stuff, and the old time farmers. Now I want you to think about all this. Everything I'm getting ready to say, and I'm going to try to do the best I can. And if I hurt your feelings, get over it. If you see my garden right now, you see some of it. You see the cucumbers. You saw it last week. Well, it was barely starting. Well, there's a 50-foot row of cucumbers there. And I'm getting ready to sow 30 more. Here's squash. You saw pictures I put out today of what we just harvested this morning. And you can see in there, every bush is like that. There's the marigolds. And now you can see way back under, 28 more rows back there, 22 foot long. It's got coffee grounds in it. It's got actually cooked rice. But what I'm doing tonight with this coffee tea is the farmers years ago, before the government and people that wanted to be wealthy and wanted power got involved in everything, there wasn't no synthetic fertilizers. The Amish people, think about what they do. They don't go and buy this stuff. Now, I have been talking to them a lot, and I've learned a lot from them. But they don't go to the stores. And you heard me say it over and over and over. Quit going to the big box stores and stuff and buying stuff you don't need to buy. You can create everything you need to garden. Most of the time we throw away stuff that we use right in the garden. You see that pipe right there? That's a 6-inch drain pipe with about 50 some holes in it. I put lettuce, I put tomato peelings, banana peelings, eggshells, coffee grounds, and everything in there. It creates my own worms. Now, someone asked about worm castings and fish emojing. Yeah, you can buy that. You can put anything you want to in a garden. You can put anything. But here's my theory to you people. If you go to the stores, you're buying the worm castings, you're buying the fish emoji, you're spending $18, $20, $30, $40 a bag and a bottle. Depends on what you're buying. Why are you going out here making these people rich when you can create your own worms, have your own worms, and have your own free worm castings? Now, again, all my tomato plants, yes, they do have fish heads and guts at the bottom of the plants, along with eggshells, coffee grounds, and stuff like that. That's the way the Indians used to do it. That's the way the Amish people grow stuff. They don't go out and buy nothing. We throw away scraps, and I just had to keep doing research, and that's just something that God put in my heart to do. Hey, you can buy anything you want, but you think about it. Worm castings, fish emojis, and all that stuff that you buy at the big box stores, that will help your plants. Yes, they will grow. They will grow, but you're not doing anything for the soil. You got to remember, when you plant a plant, you're going to feed it fertilizer, yes. There's my natural fertilizer. You saw me last week mixing up the rice water. That's natural fertilizer. Everything in this garden is bought and used daily. Okay, I drank coffee. I had to buy coffee, yeah, but it's natural. I had rice. We buy unenriched rice. I can't grow rice, so we buy unenriched. Same way with the flour. Now, we're studying how to make our own flour and stuff like that, but right now we buy the unbleached flour and unenriched and all that stuff. That's as pure as you can get. But go back to the ingredients in the garden. There is nothing in this garden that you see right here is sitting in front of me. And if you don't believe me, come out here and look at my house and I'll show it to you. Everything here is natural. It is all natural. Yes, you can go to all these big box stores and they got hundreds of items on the shelves, and you can buy everything you want to. If you got blossom end rot and this and this and this and go on, well, blossom end rot is caused by what? Lack of calcium most of the time. Could be in inconsistent water, and also calcium. What is calcium and stuff? You ever heard of Epsom salt? Think about what Epsom salt is. Calcium nitrate. It's the same thing. So you're not fixing the soil. Yeah, you can feed your plants and they'll grow and they'll produce, but you're not doing anything to help the soil. It's like when you build a house. If you don't build a house on a solid foundation, the house ain't gonna stand. So I'm just saying what I'm doing myself. Now, I ain't saying nothing about nobody else. I ain't calling nobody's names. I ain't saying nothing. You grow anything you want. There's thousands of people out here, 100 times smarter than I am. But I'm just saying, I done research on what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing for my family. It's all 100% natural. So by us putting the coffee tea, I gotta blend it up again here in a minute and mix it up. Now you gotta remember, this is set 24 hours. If you do the rice water, it has to ferment for 3 days. Then you can add, then you do 10 parts to 1 part. 10 parts water to 1 part rice water. But when you build your foundation, so the coffee, look it up on YouTube. Just go to YouTube and search stuff out. Go to the North Carolina or wherever you live at agricultural website and look stuff up. But go back into your 1920s, 1930s, and 1940s. These people had massive farms. And they didn't put in all this synthetic fertilizers and all this stuff and this, and this. See, what it is these stores, they know what you need, and the government supplies what they need, and they want you to keep coming back. But you're not doing anything, like I said, for the soil again. When you build that soil and you keep adding the stuff, the natural ingredients that will bring the worms and all that, they'll leave the worm castings. You'll end up growing with worms. It's just amazing at what you can do with your soil. So that's how you'll have a better garden. But like I said, I believe in raising my own stuff naturally. Naturally. Because remember, you are what you eat. My dad always told me, you are what you eat, son. Yeah, and because I'm hard-headed, I did not listen, I ended up with a lot of issues. You know, but thank God that his mercy and grace and asking for forgiveness and learning. And I'm still learning and studying, but at least try. If you will try, things will work out. So I hope this video has been helpful to you. Like I said, raise a garden. Put all your food, give food away, whatever you want to do. But just, you wouldn't believe how thick these stalks are on these plants out here. But like I said, everything is all natural. Look at that one there. These tomato plants, everything you see out here, I start from seed. Them 28 rows back here in the back, they'll be planted next week, and everything is sown from seeds. You saw some pictures, I think I might have posted it online, that I'm actually, I think I got 144 plants in the house right now that's getting ready to come out and be transplanted. And there are different kinds, there's different varieties of stuff, but everything I start from seeds. I do use rock wool cubes. That's all I use in water in a tray, a 10 by 20 tray. And I do have lights on it. I'll post some pictures here if I can tonight or sometime tomorrow night or something. And then, by the way, this is Saturday, the day before Father's Day. So to all you fathers, happy Father's Day. I hope everybody has a wonderful Father's Day. Well, I hope the video helps somebody. But just remember, grow all the food you can grow and grow it naturally. You don't have to go out and buy anything other than seeds. Now, if you got plants, save your seeds, harvest your seeds for next year. Put them in the refrigerator or put them in the freezer. And that way you can use them for next year. But grow your food. Put your food up. Quit going to the stores and making them wealthy when you can create everything you need for yourself. And here, about middle ways here, and then up yonder, I'm gonna pick 2 spots. I'll show it to you when I do it, but 3 5-gallon buckets are going in the ground. We're gonna be holes all in them, but 3 5-gallon buckets are going in the ground, and that's for worms. So I'll put in their lettuce, banana peelings, coffee grounds, eggshells, and you gotta remember, all my eggshells, my eggs are not bought from a store. They are actually from here, Natural Farms. Thank you very much.